I should show it at the start of the recording, so that way for people on YouTube, this is what we're playing. We've got, and people here, we've got some Planeswalkers, we've got Niv-Mizzet. I think Niv-Mizzet's a really sweet card. This is an interesting dome people at the end. I've got Ionize and Clarion, and then some other splattering of rule. This is like a full-on Jeskai deck. So one of the things I'm interested to see in this, and what I mean by full-on, this deck isn't just 2 colors splash a third. This deck has like needs red, white, and blue early, and needs double white to cast its sweeper. So I'm interested to see how consistent the mana is in this deck, because I think the collection of spells that this deck is playing are very, very good. But the question for is this deck good is probably, can we cast those spells consistently, or are we going to stumble and die with them in our hand a lot? It seems fine. These Clifftops are coming into play tapped, but I can go Clifftop on 1, Island on 2, Glacial on 3, and have Clarion on 3. And like, if they're playing a control deck, I'm making my first 4 land drops, which is good in a control matchup. Is Standard more fun than Modern at the moment? In my opinion, it is. I've often said that good Standard formats are the best formats Magic has to offer, and this is 100% a good Standard format. Matt Wood, that's only true in the best of 1 queue. So when you're playing best of 1 in Arena, it makes it so your opening hand is close to the average mana distribution for you. And in best of 3, it's just like when you're playing Paper Magic. Can you talk a little bit about what makes a good Standard and why it's better than Modern? So this Standard format has a lot of the same things in it that make Modern a good format, except it's devoid of the Trons, the Grixis brands, the red-green Valakuts, the decks that just, in my opinion, create rancid games of Magic the Gathering. These cards where you just kind of die. Alright, so I think I can do this into Clifftop Retreat here. And they're going to hit us for 3 next turn. Just use my health total as a bit of a resource. And then we'll get to Clarion and clean things up. Would you like to see WotC move tournament play over to Arena? Yeah, it would solve the cheating problem nicely. Is this a concession Clarion? What do you think? It feels like a concession Clarion, right? Definitely looking for a land here. Bye, friends. Pew! I didn't say anything about tier 1 decks. That's not what I said at all. I said decks that create gameplay that's very miserable is what I said. Decks that create games where players don't get to make any decisions. In my opinion, the thing that's great about Magic are the games where you have back and forth and both players get to make choices. And decks like Tron and Red-Green Valakut don't really have games like that. They're decks that just like stomp on someone most of the time.
Let's skip to the good part.
And if you like playing games where like one player never makes any choices, Modern's a great format and enjoy it. But I personally like that I get the variety that this format has to offer without experiencing those games. So we'll kill this in response here. Digital gameplay would solve all cheating problems because you can't cheat in digital. This is only a 3/3, right? Yep. Alright, bye, friend. Gotta make sure you get the lifelink on there. It's pretty important. And again, that's not to say that like good and bad matchups don't exist in Standard. Like there's definitely decks that are favored against some that would be, you know, that are harder matchups, but they're not Tron levels of favored, basically, is what it comes down to. Wow, there are fiery cannonades in the board of this deck too. We definitely want it more than they do. I thought you actually enjoyed Modern. I like a number of the games that Modern produces, but I think Modern also produces a number of games that I find unenjoyable. It's one of those, I have to take the good with the bad, basically. I like Tron with Goyfs. The Goyfs in the Tron sideboard felt good last time I played it. I think I want a board like this, like trim some Ionizes. We can leave some Scatters in. Maybe I want to leave Ionize in over Scatter, because like I have lots of ways to kill creatures. They have Planeswalkers. I want Ionize to deal with those. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Before this standard format, Modern was my favorite format. During this standard format, Standard's my favorite. Yeah, I agree, Def Lobster. And like I said, Standard's been bad for a long time. So like, Modern was my best option for playing Magic because of the things it offered. And I was willing to take the bad with the good. Now that the standard format exists, it's like, well, there's this thing where I like have basically all of the good and don't have to take the bad. So Ionize is more flexible is what it comes down to. So basically I'm trading resource efficiency for flexibility. Dawn of Hope's a card that's very good against us. This card seems great at punishing control decks. At some point, we will either Teferi tuck this and counterspell it, or we will Blink of the Eye it and then counterspell it. I don't even know if that's strictly true, Jackal Girl. Like, there's combo decks in this format. There's aggro decks. There's control decks. You cover most of the spectrum except for big mana. And, you know, from a personal standpoint, screw big mana. Five-color Lich is combo. That's true. It's not really big mana in the same way. Von Schnickety, thank you for the 4-month resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Hope you're having a good Friday. That was in your Stormist combo, correct? I think I'm going to take this. They're going to get to draw a card here, but we're like up a lot of cards, right? I'm just going to get this Chemister's Insight going. Hopefully find a sweeper for next turn and clean these dorks out. Yeah, and I feel like the people that are comparing, the decks people are comparing to big mana decks right now, you folks haven't played against Tron very recently. Those decks are different than Tron. I think this is going to be Cannonade plus Shivan Fire, kill the Pribate this turn. Yeah, animated cards should be the thing, not foils. Foils are nonsense. What's my favorite format? Currently, it's the standard format. Generally speaking, I enjoy... I like non-rotating formats a lot. We've played a ton of Modern on this channel, but the standard format is very, very good. I've been enjoying it a good deal. We're flooding a little bit here, but they don't really have any pressure going on, so we should be okay. Yeah, I'm just going to Chemister's Insight and end of turn here. Ditch the Sacred Foundry that comes into play tapped. Whoo, that's some candy. Alright, so do I want to just... I want to just shoot this, right? Like, not close. I think it's just like, Ral, shoot that. Here come the boys, yep.
Always nice to get out of
this is 6 to activate, right? Yeah. I probably should have checked that that was 6 to activate before activating it, but I was pretty confident. No, they can't pump it. Honestly, I think I'm gonna Blink of an Eye this token, because if the token hits, they get to pay 2 to draw a card. And it like keeps my Ral up a loyalty counter. Just like all upside here.
Time time to choose. Always so exciting.
This is great. This is just quite absurd.
Right on. Hold that thought.
Hold that thought. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just the boys are here, chat. They are gonna give them the business. This is great. I think I'm probably supposed to Justice Strike, right? Because this kills a wider range of things. Oh! Oh, what a huge punch. She deals damage to herself, which means they get to do this. Okay, so I should have used Justice Strike on my turn. I gave them a card. Believe it or not, I think we're gonna be able to surmount this card advantage, but it's gonna be okay. We're gonna squeak it out, chat. We're gonna squeak it out. Bye, friend. This deck seems really sweet. How we doing out there, folks? Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Jeff Logan. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the people that keep me employed here full-time. I wouldn't be here day in and day out for the 30, 40, 50 hours a week that I am without all the support from my wonderful subs. Past that, you can also support myself by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, Warhammer, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. BCW Supplies, love to help you protect your very valuable Magic the Gathering cards. They make wonderful sleeves, deck box, and all sorts of other great accessories. You can save 10% on your orders with them at bcwsupplies.com by using code Jeff10. And of course, Lisa would like to get you on your way to a better night's sleep. Christy and I have been sleeping with Lisa for the last 4 months now, and we really love it. I don't think we'd ever go back. Traditional pillow top mattress. You can save $160 or more on your new mattress with them by checking out links bit.ly/HugoBedUS and bit.ly/HugoBedCA. This Jeskai deck that we are playing on stream tonight, like most of the decks we play on stream, is a viewer-submitted deck list. If you're interested in finding out how I could play some of your decks on stream at some point in the future, be sure to check out bit.ly/HugoBed, or bit.ly/HugoSellout, or just check my website, jeffhoagland.com. Do you think this is the best Niv-Mizzet deck? I have no idea. I know this deck seems sweet. I know Niv-Mizzet seems really powerful, so it seems, you know, a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of peanut butter, get them together. It seems great. Yeah, Standard's been very popular. The Standard numbers have just destroyed my Modern number streams this week. And I think a little bit of that is Arena too. Like, Arena is just like more pleasant to watch than Modern as well, or than Magic Online as well. Alright, this hand is not necessarily stellar in a control mirror. That's an Izzet Guildgate, so maybe they're a blue-red aggressive deck. Grixis. Okay, yep. The turn 2 search is pretty good. In my experience playing this style of matchup from the other side, I've always felt like I was favored being on the side that had Thought Erasure and Duress in my deck. So I'm interested to see how this plays out, if that feeling stays true playing it from this side of the board. I'm not gonna be full-time Standard. I have a bunch of Modern decks in my queue, but I think I am gonna be more selective about the Modern decks that I accept for donations. I think I'm gonna try and make sure that there's something that's especially interesting. I agree, Ark. When I'm looking for standard streams, I filter past all the Magic Online ones. And like, you know, that being said, like, you know, if you look at my donation queues on my website, so like there's currently what, like 50 Modern decks in the queue waiting to be played, 40 decks, so we've got a stint of Modern decks that are gonna last for a while. I'm installing Arena after getting rid of a 15-year Standard addiction. If you're someone who just likes Magic, you're gonna like this Standard format. It just creates quality games of Magic the Gathering. How is the Arena meta versus Magic Online? Well, we don't actually know what the Magic Online metagame is, or what the Arena metagame is. We really don't have data for either. Do I risk it for the biscuit here and like try and draw a 6th land in Justice Strike? I think so. I think I just want to draw a card. If I don't hit an untapped land like that, that feels really bad. I don't know, like missing the land drop there is bad for us in general. I think I'm supposed to take that risk. I am still at 20, so I can take a hit here, and I have 2 ways to kill this. I don't think that's strictly true, Dougie. Is there a new bounty board for Magic Arena? Suddenly Hearthstone streamers are playing Arena again. So you are legally required to disclose if you are being paid by a company that makes a game to stream their game. So unless the streamer has sponsored or ad in their stream title, they are playing Magic Arena because that's what they want to be playing. There's actually a bunch of people who did bounty board streams that have then played more Arena after that. So, and that's good. Like that's why sponsored streams are great. Like they pulled people into the game that otherwise wouldn't be playing it. Maybe I'm supposed to Justice Strike that. Although they probably can't. Grixis probably can't interact with this, right? I guess they could have Dispersal. Thanks for the bits, Fuzzy Apple Core. Yeah, Hearthstone. I think Hearthstone, from my understanding, Hearthstone is in a bad spot, and Magic's in an awesome spot, and Magic's just a sweet game, right? So like, I just Chemister's inciting here. I think I'm Chemister's inciting here. I'm gonna ditch this Shivan Fire, trying to land. That's true. They're more likely to have reanimation than enchantment destruction. It's a good thing to point out. I'm gonna shock this in, I think. I guess shocking here isn't free because my opponent can, like, going to 12 means I die to 2 hits from a 6/6, which is relevant. It's gotten really stale the last 2 expansions. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I don't think that's actually true, Extras. In my experience streaming all Modern on Fridays, my viewer count for Modern tends to go down in the evenings as people leave for F&M. Whereas now it went up when we switched to Standard. I think I'm just passing here. Now I'm going to Insight here and try and hit a land drop. How many lands are in this deck? $26? There's 26! Come on, deck. So I think I want to wait to play Niv-Mizzet until I have Blink of the Eye up. Because if I play Niv-Mizzet and they then contempt it, I want to be able to blink it and bounce it back to my hand.
If you show remorse, I'll show restraint.
It feels like we're in kind of an okay spot here. Yeah, that's fine if they want to do that. They have the Azcanta going, but I have a lot of card advantage on my side of the table too.
No time for a break.
I do not have any Field of Runes in my deck, which makes sense because our deck is 3 colors, but it does mean that this Azcanta is just going to get to run unchecked this game. Yeah, that's true, Jinjok. I'm curious to see if Eternal is going to be able to stay afloat in a world where... that sucks. They get to take my Niv-Mizzet. In a world where both Artifact and Arena exist. It'll probably survive for a little while because it's on mobile, but we might be in danger of running out of win conditions this game. They took my Teferi? Huh, that's interesting. It's really good stuff, Cloud. Actually, I hadn't realized, much like when I upgraded to a better mattress, I hadn't realized, like, just how bad my old razors were until I used one that was really good. Hot take. the free-to-play experience on most of these games is terrible. You're better off working your minimum wage job than grinding free-to-play on basically any game. The animations of this game are pretty sweet in general. I love his animation. He does the, you know, the paint me like my French girls pose at the end. Like one of your French girls. Might as well play Magic Online? That's not even close to true. Do you understand that there's more than just the price point in the free-to-play for playing Arena? Like, obviously, you're welcome to go play Magic Online. You should play whatever you enjoy. But if you think the only upside to playing Arena is the free-to-play experience, I think that's just some nonsense. Oh, that was a misclick. I was like, I thought I already targeted. I meant to poke them for one here, obviously. Watch us be like 1 damage short off this Blaze later. That would be really funny. Niv's a masochist. He's very upset with himself. So we'll discard Settle the Wreckage here. We'll see if they have another way to answer it. If they have another Eldritch Reborn, we're going to be in a lot of trouble here. I think we're probably dead. Yeah, well, I'm going to go ahead and pack it in here. To bring in Negates and Disdainful Strokes and Ionize, another expansion. Get to cut all of these pesky sweepers that are not particularly good. These cheap cards. Abzan, Autumn, and Standard. Thanks again for the content, Bionic. Thank you for the biddies. I appreciate that. Welcome. Yeah, Eldritch Reborn is really good. Super, super powerful. Do I not want these Cleansing Novas? The Cleansing Novas are probably overkill. I think the Seal Aways and the Justice Strikes are probably better. What's the Blaze for? Oh, I have more Blazes. Oh, it's probably for this matchup, actually. Let's do that, actually. Just, like, burn them out. And, like, it kills their 6-drop, too, right? It kills their demon. It's got to be this matchup. That's a good thing to point out. I missed those. This is our first match with this deck.
Using coats off, guys.
I might mute myself here momentarily. Well, crap. I think I'm supposed to bend that and try and find a Justice Strike. Just like that. What a true skill game we play. God bless, God bless, God bless. think I probably want to just leave this. Yeah, I think drawing 4 is good here. If binning it flipped my Azcanta, I would consider playing it out, but it doesn't. There's only 5 cards in my bin, so this will be number 6. Maybe I should wait to play this on their turn, but like if I draw a land with it, I kind of want to play the land out, so I think jamming it there is okay. It's just like, Cancel is just like one of our best cards in this matchup, right? I think I want to transform the search though. Stroke's a good pickup. We're so good at this. Easy game, easy life. Rude. How incredibly rude. All right, so do I... They bend in a gate. Oh, I actually can't play this. That makes that decision easier. We're so good at this. Just keep the hits coming. Totally correct that I shouldn't have been my Sacred Foundry. I was focused on the fact that... what was I saying? I was focused on the fact that I wanted a land that... I wanted a land that didn't hurt me and came into play untapped, but I wasn't paying attention that I needed triple red. Yep, 1,000 bits. 1,000 bits or $10 donation. Get you on the list. All right, well, we have a Teferi. Now, will we get to untap with it is the real question. Well, we've been running hot so far, so like, you know. Maybe I'm supposed to take Expansion Explosion there. I don't know. This demands an answer pretty quickly. Wow! Look at how punished I just got. Man, I am trying my hardest to lose this game, huh?
We need to move quickly.
It's the fries, chat. The fries were distracting me, and their deliciousness. Yeah, we've had a lot of decision points that I've made bad choices on a lot of them. That being said, this explosion's gonna be pretty good here in a hot second. You're gonna activate this this Azcanta, hopefully find a counter spell to counter their counter. Perfect. So I have how many lands? This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I need to leave 2 up, so I have 10 mana total, so I can do this for 6. I think I'm actually just going to do this for 4, so I can leave Scatter up too. So I have Scatter plus Negate up, and I don't have to discard. That's true. At least we didn't have to show them our shame. Oh, this deck is sweet. I'm just a simple man that wants to draw cards, chat. So at this point, I have so many cards that I kind of just want to use my mana here. Are we done here yet?
I am not. Keep up the pace.
The instant speed flexibility on Blaze seems potentially very good. Just wants to tap my Azcanta for whatever reason, which is not okay. So let's play this other one out. I'm gonna untap 2 lands here, so I think I want to play this. I can Blaze plus negate up. Yeah, if the overlay starts working on things other than Windows, I'll get it, but I don't have Windows installed on my streaming system right now, so the overlay does not function with what I'm running on. Yeah, I am streaming from a Linux system currently. We're going to decline that transform because we already have a flipped one here, obviously.
Let's skip to the good part.
Niv closes games out real fast here, right? Especially with the blink and the negate to protect him. And like the double blaze in hand. I mean, they need more lands though, Yak. Like, they're behind on mana. They're behind on basically every metric right now. I think the sweepers are enough. Yeah, I think I want Seal Away back in for their silly thieves. I think that's all I want to do. I think 5 answers is good enough. Maybe this many blazes isn't needed, and I want like 1 more. It's like thieves pretty important to kill. I can kick this to kill. This kicks to kill Nicol Bolas as well, which seems fine for me. Let's do that. And as a couple people have pointed out, while I do agree the upside of surveilling is better than the upside of dealing 2 damage, you don't always have blue on 3, especially when you're in a 3-color deck. Yep, bye-bye Azcanta. Yeah, Thief runs away with matches very, very quickly. They missed a land drop, but they're gonna get their second Thief hit in here, so we're probably buried at this point, especially considering we just like haven't drawn any spells. So something that's worth pointing out here is that while we're definitely flooding this game a little bit, right? If people have been talking about this card versus what's it called? The X attack, the Fireball Blaze card. If this had been if this had been Banefire, yeah. If this had been Banefire, we'd have been able to use it to kill Thief of Sanity, right? So, like, I think that's a really important thing to note out. Because these blue-black decks are all going to be boarding in Thief of Sanity against you. And you definitely don't want to be leaving in a bunch of cheap removal against them. Whereas, like, Banefire is a card you're kind of okay boarding in against them anyways. So, like, if it's a card that's good late and it's good early to deal with the Thieves, I think it's probably worth considering Banefire. This was arguably the best draw on our deck. It is a draw 4 here. We still have a game here because they've stumbled on lands here, so that's nice. Yeah, I think Niv-Mizzet's a really powerful card. I definitely think it's a card that's worth playing. Okay. That was an argument for Banefire. I was pointing out how Banefire's flexibility would have made it better in the spot that we were in. Yeah, if they stay stumbled here, drawing 2 cards a turn on the back of Rel could pull us into this game. I think they've stumbled long enough that we're like in this game somehow.
Oh, come on. I just want to peek. The weight is killing me.
Oh, I didn't need to shock that in, huh?
Well, let's see what the wind blows in.
Shock to assert dominance, right? It's funny that Ral's plus doesn't technically count as drawing, so it doesn't trigger Niv. Ral ults next turn. So we've got negate Ionize, and then Ral ult means the game is over, so. I've really enjoyed the arena as well. Been a good time. Alright, so they're dead. My friend. Little bit of bad beats on both sides there. We unfortunately recovered for the opponent before they did. Just how Magic goes sometimes. I'd ask that while you're in my channel, you do not use the word retarded in a derogatory manner. Please and thank you. First and only warning. I want to tell you how strongly I feel about Arena for those that are new here and asking. I have an MTGO sponsor who will give me literally every card that I need to play any deck on Magic Online for free as part of my sponsorship agreement. I gave Wizard of the Coast $1,000 so I could have all of Standard on Arena. That is how much I prefer Arena. In addition to the obvious with things being elegant and clean in Arena, there's also, watch how fast the rate of gameplay is. Watch how quickly we progress through board states and playing things out. The rate of play is a huge reason to be on Arena. El Destructor, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. I think I'm just going to use my mana and seal away this Jade Light Ranger. Hey, Khalifa 33, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Welcome. How often do I go into full control mode? Once an hour, if that. There really aren't a lot of reasons to use full control mode. Do not get an Arena sponsor to cover that $1,000. So Arena doesn't have a secondary market. So Arena's system is everything's locked in, just like on a lot of the other card games that are played today.
I've lost so much already. I won't lose more.
Yeah, this is, I mentioned, we played against Green Black earlier with straight blue-white control. And I mentioned that this was one of the concerns with these copies of Seal Away, which is their planeswalkers kill our enchantments and get back their creatures that have entered the battlefield effects. It gets most of Standard. I actually don't know that I have every card in Standard at the moment. I have a pretty significant margin of them. I don't actually know what exactly my percentage complete is. I've played a lot of different decks at this point. Is there memory leak? It does leak memory. It is not without flaws, but you can also just like restart your client occasionally too and be fine. Let's see. If they don't play out another creature this turn, I might just go like Land Jam Rail, I think. Which deck is better in terms of removal, in my opinion? Grixis or Jeskai? So There's actually, and this is one of the things that I really like about this format, there's a good balance between the colors and what removal they have access to in Standard right now. So, obviously, blue-white has access to, has access to things like that target artifacts and enchantments, and you have Ixalan's Binding to a degree, which comes with a liability. But the flip side of that is black, while it can't answer those things. Oh, there's no basic mountain for Assassin's Trophy. That's a tilt. I can't get a third red source. The flip side of that is, what is the word that my mouth is struggling to form? The flip side is that black gets Vraska's Contempt, which is a big deal in matchups like this, right? Like if I was playing a deck with 4 Contempts in the main, I care a lot less about this Vivian Reed.
The belligerent need through.
I can't even play this out because they just kill it with Vraska.
I'm gonna hover over you with the search for the unknown. That's real science.
They could just destroy the search for Azcanta, so I guess I get the scatter here. Yeah, Vivian kills flyers as well. Yeah, they both just kill Niv-Mizzet. Things are not looking good for our hero, chap.
Show no mercy.
I've seen things that would break someone like you.
So we were talking about that other card we're playing versus Banefire, and Planeswalkers like this are kind of a reason to be playing that deal 6 card, right? It's like similar to that. Contempt, gross. I think we're done here at this point. There are a ton of good decks that consistently beat green-black, Lucy. You're either not trying hard enough or just like not reading other things people are rating. You're the only streamer I can stand to watch anymore. What have you done? What's going on? Just a beat? Well, luckily for you, I produced enough Magic content that you can in fact watch only me. I'm here quite a bit. I guess I blink this Relic Seeker, and then I can Ionize it on the way back down, and then I still need an answer to this and a sweeper, but like we're kind of on our way. How long am I on for this evening? I think I'm gonna do at least 2 more decks after this one, so probably, I don't know, another 3 or 4 hours at least. More growth. Thank you for the brand new Prime sub there. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. You have basic lands on your account by default in Arena. I can find Broker this turn and pick something back up. Yeah, honestly, Star of Extinction might not be terrible, right? Like we could do that here. I've not, Tyler. We're actually gonna play something similar to that in the league after this one. We've got a splash for Creeping Chill to see if that's worthwhile. Pretty dead here. Arena's taking a short nap here, so let's load it back up. Arena has a crash on occasion when a game wraps up, so let's load it back up here real quick. Thanks everyone for hanging out. TGIF, hope you're having a great start to your weekend wherever you're at. My name is Jeff Logan, I stream full-time here on Twitch. We play all Magic, all Constructed here. We play a ton of Standard and Modern. This wonderful deck, like many of the decks that we play here, is a viewer-submitted deck list. Feel free to check out my website for details on how you can submit a deck of your own. I think we're almost alive again. And we're back. Stainful Stroke, Cleansing Nova. I think these blazes are supposed to come in here. I'm actually not sure, though. Jesse K, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support there. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed with that. I'm going to trim these settles because they tend to be telegraphed when we have them. I need 4 more cuts. I don't know how many. Maybe this many blazes is bad. I don't know how many cheap pieces of removal I'm supposed to leave in exactly here. Maybe with these scatters, not that many. Like, I think I want these Deafening Clarions. Maybe I don't want all of them. Let's leave 3 of these, and then 2 Cleansing Novas. I don't know. Like, they do go pretty wide. Cannonade, they can, some of their things get out of range of Cannonade. Let's try this. How often can you do bounty board streams? It's just a one-time go. Yeah, once per time they put it up there. So, like, they've put magic on the bounty board twice. So, I've done it both the times that it was up there. Yeah, I think trimming spot removal is good here because a lot of their cards aren't cards like you want to be 1-for-1-ing, but at the same time, like, their creatures will kill us. So, like, leaving in the sweepers, I think is good. Little utility land out there for the opponent. Yep. This is one of the many cards, like, you know, like, you don't want to spend a removal spell on Seeker Squire, but, like, it's a 2-3 that's going to beat us down, right? Is Justice Strike even good here? I guess that's fair. They tend to play Demon, right? I feel like it's got to be okay against Demon. Oh, that's true. Carnage Tyrant's actually a reason to leave Settle the Wreckage in my deck. I didn't think about that. Honestly, part of me wonders, like, this deck has access to Cleansing Nova and the 3 damage sweeper. Is Settle the Wreckage, like, even good in this deck? Or, like, is it supposed to just be, like, more Cleansing Novas? Tilt. Please trophy my Azcanta. I would like a land. And this is a good example of, like, you don't really want to spend individual removal on these things, but, like, they are annoying and they are going to kill us. Yeah, Settle is pretty easy to play around in a lot of ways. I think I'm just supposed to dig for the 3 damage sweeper here. Alright, we're all in. 2 shots here. 2 shots at Clarion. I guess I'm technically not dead yet. Right? This is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, going to 1. Alright, 2 more shots. Oh, I guess I have Cleansing Nova up here. I guess I keep this. I guess I keep that because then I could do this into this. And then next turn I can go tap land Ral or Blink plus Ionize. They bring on a lander for a turn or 2, we could be okay here. Jade Light Ranger. If they only deploy Jade Light here, we're actually going to be in a great spot because we'll get to go land Ral. They deploy a second threat here. Obviously, we're in a lot of trouble. We've blanked. We've very cleverly blanked Vraska's ultimate. You're playing around it the whole time. Yeah, Ral only costs 5. I can't play Niv-Mizzet this turn, but I can, however, play Ral. So they're gonna trophy us. And I'm like, if I can answer their board plus get a threat down, we could be in an okay spot here. Ral is very chipper. I'm actually getting rid of that. Lets me transform this too, which is nice. So they can duress into threat here, but then I can go out and they take my Ionize, and then I get to activate Azcanta, which seems fine for me. Yeah, Ral did what we needed him to do. We're not out of this game yet. We have a chip in a chair, chat. Yeah, we're definitely in a position to be massively ahead on card advantage here. The problem is, like, they could slip in this last point of damage at some point if we hit the wrong mix of cards and can't answer something they get on the board here. Like, this Spine Broker is going to get into play, and it's gonna pick up probably a 2-drop here, and they'll have 2 threats in play. That being said, oh, I discarded a Cleansing Nova earlier too. Yeah, so there's only 1 Cleansing Nova in my deck right now, which is kind of the card I need to kill this Golgari Fine Broker, plus one other thing. Really? That's their line. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I'm kind of dead to rights to a Carnage Tyrant since I'm already through 2 Novas. Honestly, am I supposed to just blink this with Kicker and just, like, play my Niv? Probably not. Blinking that sounds really rancid. You gonna trophy my Azcanta? Please trophy my Azcanta. Please trophy my Azcanta. Ding. That's a good one! So I have 5, 6, 7, 8. So they get to folly back their Fine Broker, play their Fine Broker, but we're kind of doing it. Yeah, Clarion is potential life gain alongside Niv-Mizzet. I think 4 planes is bad on a Niv deck. Not necessarily. Like, we don't need to be jamming Niv on 4. Yeah, if they don't hit a Carnage Tyrant soon, we should be in a pretty okay spot. They do, don't they? That's fantastic. They know Magic players, right? It's like, this is the thing Magic players will like. So we have 9 mana currently. They got Folly back to their hand. Stroke's a pretty good draw. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and Ral, and I'm just gonna trade this Ral for.
Think you can beat me? You're welcome to
I'm gonna trade the Ral for the Fine Broker plus their Plague Crafter here, I think. think I'm just okay with that. Maybe I kick Blink of an Eye on this. No, that's not true. I probably just want to hold Disdainful Stroke up here. Like, have another Expansion Explosion in my hand. Yeah, I'm just gonna let this happen. Like, I have the Nivs to come down soon. Think it's the Blaze. Well, I was kind of hoping for a land there. Their timing there was a little bit medium. Maybe the Justice Strike was the bin there, actually. I could go either way on that one. Justice Strike insulates us against the Pooper a little bit better, since it's an instant speed card. Boring deck day. I mean, there's plenty of other people out there playing lots of different things. I mean, we're kind of playing the Spectrum. We're gonna play 2 tempo decks after this. Duress. Yeah, I could have stroked the Contempt, but I think I'd rather save the stroke for, like, their Find Broker or their Recursive Threat after this. I was just gonna interact with Carnage Tyrant. We have Deafening Clarion. And I'm going to bring... I boarded out my Settles because I wasn't thinking about Tyrant, but there definitely should be Settles in my deck right now, too. Justice Strike actually seems kind of bad. I think I'm going to turn these into Settles next game. I have 1 Nova left in my deck currently. There are 2 in the bin and I have 3. You use expansion to copy Deafening Clarions. That's true. That's technically a line. What are you picking up there? Yep, Find Broker, that's fine. I've got double counterspell for that, so even if they draw a discard spell this turn, I'm still insulated. I have triple counterspell technically too. Okay, I believe we've stabilized here. Unless we see a big ugly dino here, we should be in a good spot. We're gonna close the game out very quickly here with Niv. It's like everything they do buries them further. If they had dino this turn, I wouldn't be able to race, but next turn will probably be fine. Hey, they needed big ugly dino on exactly this turn. Because, like, even if they draw dino now, I would just cast a bunch of counter spells at the dino, even though I can't be countered, and they would die. What do you think of Honor Guard as a cyber punning against Golgari? I think if you need a lot of help against Golgari, Honor Guard seems fine. But I think this deck doesn't really care about the enter the battlefield aspect of the Golgari cards for the most part. Put the Settles back in. I'll put a negate in. It's good at protecting my threats and countering their planeswalkers. I don't know how many people you're going to get for during the week tournament, Justin. I don't actually know that the Blaze is that good. So this deck list, for those of you that aren't familiar with the channel, Mental Erection. Thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. Stand seems fine. Tap lands kind of suck, but good spells and plenty of colors. This deck list is a viewer submitted deck list. I think, I think I would split the blazes with the fireball. I cut the line and didn't even watch. I'm a bad person. Justin, to set the bar low, it was better than any modern deck you've ever submitted. Man, look at all these guild gates. They've been Fresca. That seems good for us. Maybe they're digging for lands. Well, thank you for the 11-month resub there. Goodbye, Clarion. I loved you. Thanks for keeping me employed. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Vervente, yeah, if you are subscribed, you can send it to me via Discord is the best place to get me. If you're not subscribed, you can message me on Twitter. Those are the two best places to get a hold of me for Magic input. Okay. Great. Well, I've drawn some untapped lands. Yep. I think we're just gonna die here, chat. I guess I have what, like 10 sweepers to draw to next turn. I have 8. I have 3 Clarions, 2 Settles, and 3 cleansings. No, we've unfortunately just not drawn any spells this game.
You should leave before I make it.
The black cards are very strong currently. Completely agree. And I guess we're technically not dead yet. I can do this and tuck Merfolk Branchwalker.
If you show remorse, let's take it back.
No, tucking Branchwalker is definitely better. It's a worse come into play effect. Same amount of power. Oh. So Clarion sweeps. I guess that's fair. I don't know. I think we're pretty ranged either way.
Plan B. I won't let you win.
Stand up for a hot second, but sit for a while. My cards suck. Joke's on you. Wrath of God. Wrath of God.
A life for a life.
Alright, I'm gonna make a few small changes here, and this is one of the things I like about playing on Arena versus being locked into leagues on Magic Online. I can make changes between. I really like Cleansing Nova. Oh, there's only 2 Cleansing Novas in my deck. Yeah, I think that's wrong. I'm gonna turn these into Novas. I think Nova's a lot better than Settle on average. And I think I'm gonna turn 2 of these Blazes into the Deal X card. What's this Deal X card called? Anybody remember? Bane Fire. There we go. I think the Blaze in the main deck is fine. It's random reach and it's like a pseudo Planeswalker removal spell. I like the one in the main. Let's give this a go and play one more here. I think I'd like a split there. I think there's utility to the Deal 6. I can see where that card's coming from. Players with mythic orange names are arena members. That's good to know. Standard is great. You could actually play slow, derpy creatures. They can Furious Squirrel. Honestly, Star of Extinction might not be terrible. I could see that being okay in the black-green matchup explicitly. I could see if black-green is a matchup on our radar, just like playing that as a way to full clean out everything. Because like they get multiple Planeswalkers going, which is scary. Drop the land! I love the little dance the Shocklands do. You're like, drop it, it goes into play, it asks you to pick, it goes to your hand, it goes back to play. Just like real shake your tail feather type stuff. I don't know that Star is necessarily super playable in general. I think there's a chance that Star is playable in explicitly a mid-range matchup where they have a bunch of planeswalkers, but is it good in the format in general? Probably not. Duress is great. Play more creatures. Right, Pikes, and good evening, Pikes. Man, we're really bad at hitting lands with our 26 land deck. Thankfully, our opponent is also missing, although I'd wager their deck has less lands in it than ours. Pick that one up. Draw an untapped land, cast a planeswalker. I'm just gonna pass here.
Let's see what we got.
I think I'll take Clarion here, because if they play anything else that Clarion kills, Clarion plus Shivan Fire or Justice Strike, team up to kill Brontodon, which seems pretty reasonable for us. Teferi dies to Lightning Strike here, which kind of sucks, but I think that's, or sorry, Ral dies to Lightning Strike here, but I think that's fine, because like I have more Rals in my hand. So I can seal this away and Justice Strike this. I didn't play Teferi because Teferi's Tuck ability is more valuable, and I have a backup Ral. Lock the dino up. My sequencing here is technically a little bit bad, but that's whatever. Let's pay for this. Justice for Ferox. Smack him. Oh yeah, expansion would have been a great hit there. Yeah, my sequencing was just bad. For a reason. We don't pull punches here. When we make mistakes, we call them out.
The search for the unknown. That's real science.
Trust me. Hold that thought.
Put this into play tap, pass the turn. So the boys are here, so we should be good to go. These are my guys, chat. The boys always got your back. Oh, that's true, Justin. Teferi taps or gives us the lands back. I just didn't think about that. Yeah, that play's probably fine. I think I agree with your assessment that would have been good as well.
Just want to peek. The weight is killing me.
There's just so much candy, chat. There's just so much candy. We're gonna get a bellyache. Yeah, technically I missed drawing a card here, so I would have played this before playing Teferi. Or misdealing a point of damage. Yeah, I could have dealt a point of damage. Fight with fire. It's incredibly rude. I guess I should have taken another Niv, huh? Why are we still playing Magic Opponent? It's like, oh, this is done, right?
Ooh, let's see what we got.
Ooh, candy.
Hurry!
Are we gonna deck before we can actually win the game? Man, I hope not. That's why we're still playing Magic. Got it. I'll stop being lippy. I'll stop being lippy. I understand. I understand I was lippy and I take it back.
Oh, come on. I just want to peek.
Yay, sweepers! Yay, sweepers!
Keep up the pace.
Yay, sweepers! Sweep, sweep, sweep! Everybody was kung fu fighting. Do, 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 do. Gonna zap that dino. But Carnage Tyrant's unbeatable. It's so unfair. Blarga, 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 blarga. I love the diverse set of both threats and answers in this format. It's quite fantastic. There are these just absurdly powerful threats that you have to answer, and there's a ton of great ways to answer them. It's really a great give and take. Yeah, like every time I'm like, oh, I have this card that they're never gonna beat, they like play an answer that I wasn't thinking of, and I was like, oh, that totally beats my thing. I'm gonna trim these seal-aways and bring in these Ionizes. They had Brontodons in their main deck, and they probably have more ways to blow up seal-away out of the board. What do you think of the land that takes away Hexproof? It's probably not needed. I think there's enough answers to the Hexproof cards and enough other ways in the colors that you just like don't need to play a bad utility land. Articles about threat assessment? No, not really. Something like that's pretty format contextual, Captain Command. I think the other person's deck is bad. Go away then if you don't want to watch it. Like, come on now. We don't even know. I don't even know if our deck is good. Talking about like tiered decks versus not tiered decks. Like, what even is that? Like, we literally just got done playing against black-green, for instance, too. So like, arguably one of the better decks in the format. This is how Magic goes. Not everybody plays the stock best deck. If that's how Magic worked, it'd be very boring. One of the great things about Magic is there's so many different things to be doing. What's going on, James? Life is swell. Life's great, Magic's great, Arena's great. Just having a good old time here. Hey. Did SO pop up? Or are you just like randomly gifting him a sub, Barty? Like, I don't think I saw SO in chat. Looking for a good blue-black control deck. Yeah, actually, my articles this week on Cool Stuff Inc. had a blue-black control list in it. I think I'm just gonna take this hit here again. Wait and see what they do. If they play another threat out here, I'm probably gonna Cleansing Nova. Okay, sweet. So This will happen. I'll Justice Strike the Phoenix, leaving the egg behind, and then Cleansing Nova to clear the egg out. The person that makes the extension for Arena said that they might have time in December to port it to be cross-platform, and if they don't have time to do it by then, I will just buy another hard drive and spend the 2 days it's going to take me just to get set up on Windows. I think I'm just playing Ral. I'm plussing him here. Just like draw a card, gain 6.
Time to choose. Always so
exciting. Wow, that's aggressive. That is, okay, is this like getting Excellence Binding or something? It's gotta be Excellence Binding here, right? What? They have like a Fireball in their hand? They must have Fireball, right? It must be Banefire, right?
Just want to peek. The weight is killing me.
It feels bad ditching Teferi here, but definitely just want to double blast this guy. Alright, come and get me. Am I dead yet? Makes a lot of sense. And, Banefire. Banefire was the only card in their hand that made sense for them to attack me instead of Ral. 9! Thank you very much for the brand new Prime support there. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here with that this month. What do you think about Teferi bounce there? I have to pay 2 extra. I guess I had 7 mana. Maybe that's okay. Yeah, I guess that's probably better. I definitely didn't think about that. Seems okay. Needs a land, obviously, so we're gonna brick and die, but I think it's definitely a keep. You can pay 2 to turn off the Hexproof Sneaky Bish. So I would have had 7 mana, so I would have been able to pay 2 to turn off its Hexproof, and then pay 5 for Teferi to tuck it. Yeah, Nemesis, that was one of Marty's decks, and it was really pretty sweet. Like that one a lot. Punt Count Infinity. Stepping up to the plate of Sub Santa for the moment. Thank you very much for the very generous sub gifts. I appreciate that. Welcome. It's Friday. Let's share the wealth. Thank you. If there's any decks in the queue you'd like to bump up with that, let me know. Or perhaps if there are a deck you'd like to add. Thank you. I appreciate it. I heard someone say that Arena includes deck composition and matchmaking, but I don't actually know for sure. Pirates, awesome. I would love an excuse to play Pirates. That deck is sweet. I think I'm actually ionizing this. I guess I could have untapped and Clarioned. Maybe I'm just supposed to do that to save the Ionize. This is better if they Phoenix me this turn, though, because Phoenix I really want to Essence Scatter. The Spider, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. Oops, they clicked past attacking with that one. Punt Count with another one. Thank you. That's a big scary dino. Alright, so you know, Cleansing Nova has its seat at the table reserved. We know what it's doing this game. Okay, so we're any blue or red source off from being able to do our thing here. I think I'm just gonna take the hit from this, because if they go 6 land Carnage Tyrant, that's rough. I think I'm just supposed to scatter this here, because my sweeper is reserved for Carnage Tyrant, basically. And take a hit here. I think I want to just Justice Strike this rather than burn the Cleansing Nova, because there's a good chance they have a bunch of Carnage Tyrants in their deck. I love the design on Nullhide Ferox. It's just such a well-created card. Just like this powerful effect that like insulates it against removal, but like isn't like just straight hexproof, right? Goodbye, friend. The art on the animation on that one is just so simple and clean, just like wipes across the screen and gets rid of everything. I am so glad I was conservative with my Nova. Glad I was conservative with my Nova. I'm also glad I just have 4 Novas in my deck. Don't play a third. Deal. All right, we've got my basic plains. Basic plains Niv-Mizzet deck going here. So we need to find a way to cast this and kill them before they find a Banefire that kills us. They've got 8 lands at the moment, 9 lands. I'm just going to do this now. This means land plus Banefire is lethal, but I want to just get Niv going sooner rather than later. Alright, Banefire is lethal. Alright, they're gonna be dead as early as next turn, right? Maybe I should have expansioned that. Yeah, I probably should have expansioned that. Oh! Oh no! It gets lifelink! It gives lifelink, chat. I completely forgot. It's fine, it's fine. This is a no justice stream. We didn't die. I totally forgot that it gives lifelink, though. Not punished. Alright, sweet. Uh, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Just a casual draw 4, deal 8. Meet my machine gun dragon. I really like, yeah, so we played blue-white in some straight blue-white in some matches before this, and then we played some Jeskai, and I think I definitely prefer the Jeskai control to straight blue-white. Niv-Mizzet and Expansion Explosion, and Rail 2 to a degree, are just all quite fantastic. I also really like the fact that we don't have to lean into Seal Away as our cheap removal of choice, because Seal Away really presents a pretty big liability against decks, presents a pretty big liability against decks like Green-Black that have Vraska and Vivian in them to destroy enchantments. So this deck seems pretty sweet. I'm not sure, like, cards that are suspect, thank you, the Weather Lady, for the bits. Cards that are suspect, if you're interested in, like, changing some things out and tuning a little bit. I think the Blazes are could be different things, potentially. I definitely think you want 4 Cleansing Nova in the 75 right now. I think getting to play this, just kill all the things, including your Carnage Tyrant Sweeper, is one of the big upsides to being in a control deck in white right now. And I think that's ideal. I do have a few wild cards. Basically, every time someone submits a deck that I don't currently have cards to play and I'm out of wild cards, I just give Wizards of the Coast another $100, and then my account has wild cards because I gave them money. All right, what are we doing next?